Senator Markwayne Mullin. He is a Republican from the state of Oklahoma and member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator Mullin, a lot of folks today, especially those who have been impacted by the reign of terror of this regime, are saying, boy, it's about time that this happened. Your initial reaction to Operation Epic Fury?
Well, first of all, I want to speak directly to the Iranian people and let them know that this is your time. This is your time to rise up and take your country back from the Ayatollah that has been pillaging your beautiful country. This is a time for you to go back to what you were prior to the Ayatollah coming in power in 1979. We had good relationships with Iran. You had more elected officials that were women than the United States did. You had more women working in the professional workspace than the United States did. And we look forward to this opportunity, but this is your time. We can't fight your fight for you. And so for the generals that know that we're speaking to you, understand that President Trump was very, very clear on what he said. If you lay down your arms and start fighting for your country again, not for the Ayatollah, you have complete amnesty. We want that relationship for you. We want that leadership for you, but your leadership you'll choose. Now, as far as this operation goes, this is a long time coming. Since 1979, for 47 years, the Ayatollah and his murderous regime has been chanting death to America. They've attacked us on multiple occasions. We heard it with President Trump's speech. He laid it out very clearly what all they've done. And we've had presidents after president after president turned a blind eye to them, but they weren't going away. They were becoming more and more emboldened, and now they're trying to get a nuclear weapon. And the amount of destabilization they could do to the world economy because of the amount of oil that is shipped through there, the shipping lanes that they are a proxy to, it could have huge disruption on the world economy plus the United States economy. And we've been very clear that they will never get a nuclear weapon. Thank God that President Trump has the fortitude and the backbone to say we're not going to put up with it, and not underneath my watch. He believes in peace through strength. He wanted diplomacy to work. It didn't work, and so now he's having to turn to strength, and we will eliminate the threat that will no longer be able to threaten American assets abroad and home.
Senator, your message to the Iranian people is an important one, but I also would like to ask, what's your message to Americans who may be concerned over this operation and may not have been able to necessarily understand the importance of it?
Well, I think we should be concerned. We should be praying for the men and women that have volunteered to protect America's assets home and abroad. We should be praying for their families too, because the president is very clear that any operation, even though President had ordered his chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, Chairman Kane, and Secretary Hegseth to get a plan that could mitigate as much risk as possible, it was still possible it could take place. But at the same time, those that think that maybe we shouldn't be in this fight, I understand that too. But the truth is, there has always been a world power, and there always will be. And if the United States isn't there, we saw what took place during the Biden administration, that China tried to fill that road with a Belt and Road Initiative. And it's a threat to the world economy. It's a threat to the United States economy if China takes over that place. When we start looking at how it could be destabilizing to the world economy, 20% of the world oil is shipped right past Iran every single day. You cannot build a product and you cannot ship a product without factoring in the energy costs. And so they could destabilize it day after day after day. One day they shut down that canal. One day they shut down the strait. It could have ripple effects for months on our economy. And and then the threat that they've been chanting death to America. It's not if they were wanting to hit us with a nuclear weapon, it was when. And that may not be from a long-range missile. It could be from their proxies that they have been funding for decades, because they're the #1 sponsor of terror around the world. And it wasn't if they were going to do it, it was when they were going to do it to hit us right here in the homeland, because that would be the ultimate prize for the Ayatollah. And the president is eliminating that option. And so I get people are concerned by it, but this is our fight, because we want to be proactive, not reactive. We were reactive in 9/11, and we made a promise that would never happen again. And so this is us leaning forward by being proactive.
Senator, exit question for you, and I hate to bring this up, but Washington is a very bitterly divided partisan place right now, and we have received, the president has received criticism from the other side of the aisle. There are calls from the Democratic leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, and others for a war powers resolution vote. If you could give us a message to your Democrat colleagues who seem to be, with the exception of Senator Fetterman, seem to be in lockstep against this action taken today.
Well, I think there's more than just John Fetterman. John Fetterman is a good friend of mine, but I think those that have been briefed on this, those of us that have known about this threat for quite some time, because we're privy to it because of the committees we sit on and the clearances that we might hold. I believe that you'll see more people supportive of it. When you see someone like Hakeem come out and say that, I get what he's saying, that the war powers, he feels like there should be a vote on it. At the same time, through the ability for the president, the commander-in-chief, to protect our interest home and abroad, he hasn't asked Congress for war. We haven't declared war on Iran. We are taking out a murderous regime that has been constantly attacking the United States, and it is in the United States' interest to do so. We're not at war with the Iranian people. We're not at war with the country of Iran. In fact, this isn't about regime change. We have gave the Ayatollah multiple opportunities to quit pursuing his nuclear dream. But if you go back to 1979, when he first came to power, he wanted to become a nuclear power then. He has been talking about this for 47 years. And after the 12-day war, we ended with the guarantee that he wouldn't go back and aggressively try to rebuild it. That was a lie. He started doing it again, so we can't trust him. So this isn't a war with Iran. This is taking out a leader, a dictator, a murderer that has been constantly attacking the United States for 47 years. And so I don't believe a declaration of war is needed by Congress. I think this is well within the president's authority to do so as commander-in-chief.
All right. Senator Markwayne Mullin, we appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.